After 20 years of only being in romantic relationships with Russian men, I decided I would never again look for a partner outside of my own culture. Hi, my name's Laura. I'm an American living in Russia, and this week's deep dive is all about my very questionable, very weird choices in relationships. And it's all connected to why I live in Russia. Yesterday's episode, I told you about my 2 Russian marriages. The big part was about me wanting adventure, exploring, not being in a world that everything was already figured out. I needed spontaneity and interest. I enjoyed being in relationships where we couldn't understand each other, using all the communication skills that exist to just understand the very basics of each other. And year after year, learning the language, learning the culture to understand one another on a deeper level. That is a fascinating and truly interesting exploration. But there were flaws because it's still a relationship. I realized that there were so important things like having a common childhood experience, having read the same fairy tales, having watched the same TV shows, having the same music. It's not just a basis of comfortableness. It's about having an entire framework of how to be as a human being, a member of society, and a partner. I had so many conflicts in my relationships because there were expectations that I didn't agree to, that I never knew about, and that I didn't want to adopt, and vice versa. These happen in all relationships, but they were a guaranteed aspect of being in a relationship with someone not from my culture. Now, this is weird for me to say because I'm all about all the varieties of human life. I love people. I never want to exclude anyone. But now I realize I need in my closest circle people that share my common values, my common history, my common pop culture language. I enjoy the exploration, but when it comes time for me to be in my safety, to let my true self out, I need someone that I don't have to explain to them the importance of empathy. I'm not saying that Russians don't have this idea. I'm saying that their understanding of it is different than the one I grew up with. This is not just about my romantic partners. I found that my friendships here in Russia, while surface level were great, never could quite connect on a deeper level because we just didn't have the same value systems. So that's how I ended up in a long distance relationship with my partner and my best friend. And that's about episode 3.